effectively?
I think a lot of it is just a trust factor that, we're going to play 10 or 11 deep every night, and they trust that the guy sitting on the bench, their backup, is going to come in and do the exact same thing. And, we kind of give them free range to sub themselves. If I'm a point guard and the starting point guard's, I don't feel like he's going all in, all out all the time, then I kind of have free range to go to that scores table and check myself in. The deal is I got to go out and prove that I can do it at a higher level. And then, we also give them the opportunity on the floor. This is where the ownership really comes into play is when I'm out on the floor and I feel gassed at all, I need to look to the bench on the next dead ball and I need to get someone in for me so that we can keep that level of play and we can keep that intensity going the entire time. So I think trust is a big, big part of it.
Now, you brought up the trust and you brought up the kids need to look over to the bench. Is it often that kids will do that, or do they want to stay in and have that competitor's mentality and you need to force them out of the game?
Absolutely. Both of them happen all the time. The longer the season goes, or at least we found this out last year, the longer the season goes, the more ownership they take in it because they start to figure out that if we put that high intensity, high pressure on the entire game, what we talk about is the dam will break at some point. If we can just keep the pressure, at some point the dam will break. And as they figure that out, they take ownership in it a little bit better. But yeah, from now till the end, the coaching staff also does the substitutions as well. So it's a full team effort.
Talk about your holiday schedule coming up and also the rest of your non-district schedule before you start district play sometime in 2023, I think.
So we have Dumas Friday. Dumas comes to town Friday to finish off the semester. And then we go to the Clovis tournament over the Christmas break. And we'll get some good competition over there. We'll play Albuquerque High. I'm not real sure who else. And then when we come back, we've got Childress, and we've got Borger, and we've got Clovis. And then that hopefully will get us ready to start the district slate on January the 17th.
Anything you saw from last night that you want to maybe improve? I mean, it looked like a pretty complete game. You guys took a couple charging fouls, which was nice. You guys were scoring in every facet of the game. You guys had turnovers.
Yeah, our biggest thing right now, believe it or not, is effort. We always feel like we can play a little bit harder. And with this group, we're really finding out that the harder we play, the better we play. We execute our offense, we execute our defensive game plans better when we're playing hard, like all out everything. And with lots of teams, you find that when you play harder, you start to lose some focus. This team's not that way. They gain focus with their intensity, and so that's a real big thing for us right now is just pushing us to continue to play hard. We got to keep shooting the ball. Obviously, when you shoot the ball, the game's a way easier game. So we're spending a lot of time in practice doing that too.
Seems like last night there were a lot of, questionable calls. Certainly didn't look like it, but they were called for a lot of carrying, a lot of traveling. I mean, anything that you saw that maybe whether they were the right calls, the wrong calls?
We're always focusing on footwork, trying to eliminate the travel calls. I think that's a big thing with officials is you got to make sure you're taking care of your feet. We talk about you got to have great catch footwork, you got to have great start footwork, and you got to have great stop footwork. Those are the three things that we spend all of our time on, and there's always room for improvement. So that's just part of the game, and we got to deal with it and move on.